Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So this is Justin and let's learn today how to install Ubuntu Server through VMware Workstation Pro. So first of all, in order to install, we need to download the ISO copy of the operating system of Ubuntu Server. So I have searched for Ubuntu 22.04 and then it gave me this download page, so I'll go there and uh, on here it shows the various Ubuntu versions that we have. So it has a desktop version, it has the server version, which means you will run the full Ubuntu just through the command line. So just to simulate the virtual private server, or I'll use this one uh, so that we can learn all from doing everything from the command line. So on here we see for the server we see various versions, and this one is the it has 25, but this is not with the long-term support, so I'll use this one, 2024, which has long-term support. So and I'll download this one. So the download has started, and so if it doesn't start, you can click on this link here and I will trigger the download again. And so now once this download is finished, then we were able to use that in our Workstation Pro to create the VM. So while it's downloading, let's start the process for creating a VM. So I click on here, I will click on here to create a VM. And on here, since we are just a beginner and we don't need any advanced, so I'll go with the typical option. So I'll leave that as it is, and I'll click next. And on here, we see here how we want to install. So here you can select the ISO file which will get downloaded from this web page. So if it's stored in the download, so you can just select that, which is the extension with the ISO. And so once you select this, so that you will be good for this part, and we will click next. And in here we can name the virtual machine whatever you want. So I'll say 64-bit version 24, and then you can select the location, and if you want to change the default location, you can change but you don't have to, since if you're only creating one or two virtual machine. So this is fine. You can simply change the location from here. So I'm storing inside a local disk C. I've created a folder for the virtual machine, so you can do the same, or you can do whatever you prefer. So this is it. We'll go next. And on here, you can specify disk capacity. So I'll go with the recommended 20. I think will be enough for MongoDB. For the basic, it uses about 5 gigabyte. So I think this will be more than enough. And even for the Ubuntu, it requires 5 gigabyte of hard drive space. So I think 20 will be more than enough. So I'll go with the recommended with 20. I won't change anything from here. But since it mentioned about we're splitting the file into reduce performance, but it's splitting just to move the virtual machine. Since we are not, since I'm not very much concerned about moving the virtual machine later or somewhere, so I'll just keep it as a single file so that even it's faster if it becomes larger. So I'll go next. And on here, it's we are almost ready with the virtual machine. So I'll just customize hardware just to see, or if you want to make any final changes. So here we can again change the memory if you want to. 4 gigabyte. I've selected 4 gigabyte, the recommended one. So if you want to reduce, depending on your computer, if you have less memory, you can lower it down to 2 gigabyte or 1 gigabyte. But even for the like the OS needs like 1 gigabyte of memory, but even the MongoDB, if you want to install the MongoDB later or somewhere, it also requires about like 2 to 4 gigabyte. Yeah, like four, I think would be good for most of the purposes. So I'll stick with four, but if you want to lower, you could, I guess, lower it down to three or two. And for the processors, we would leave it as two. And then now for other all other things, I think we are fine with everything. So I haven't changed anything here, but if you want to, you could make any change. And so I'll close. And then so we are all good, and so I'll click finish. And so this is checkbox, so it will power on our virtual machine now once it's finished creating. And so there we are. So it's now our virtual machine is about to run, and so our OS, our Ubuntu server, it's asking for us to whether do we want to. So you can use this button to stretch or to increase, zoom in the screen size. And on here, so it's asking whether we want to try or test or whatever we want to do. And if you want to, so it's now running. So you can just hit enter, and it will now install the Ubuntu server. And this will take a minute or a couple of minutes. And whenever you want to go, you want to type something in onto the server, you can just click inside, and that will allow all your keystrokes from the keyboard to go into the command line or to the server. Otherwise, it will just stay outside. Yeah. So whenever you want to use your keyboard to enter, just click inside anywhere inside the server, and then all your keystrokes will go inside there. So since it's gonna take some time, so I'll pause the video here and I'll resume once it finished launching the Ubuntu server. So the server is finished processing, and here we are. So now we have like our welcome screen. So this is same like installing any operating system. So now we are just providing it a default language, or just to configure all the settings for our Ubuntu server. So English is selected as default, so I'll go with this one, and I'll hit enter. Or if you want to change, you can just go up and you can click up down arrows. And So since this is a Ubuntu server, this is not a desktop, so you can't really use mouse here. So everything has to be done by the keyboard. And yes, in here, please, so this is more for the keyboard. I'll go with the default. So most of the things would be default here. So now, as you can see at the bottom, the done is highlighted, is green. So that means that is selected, and so so with that done is selected, I'll hit enter, and there we have Ubuntu Server, or whichever option. So I'm pressing up down arrows just to go wherever we want. So for the installation, I'll go with the default one, the first one, and I'll hit enter on the done button. And then now for the interface, this will also be default, uh, and so there isn't anything we need to change. So I'll hit enter. And then for the proxy address, so this will also be the I will leave it empty. So and then here we so this is basically there we don't have to do anything. So I'll just hit done. And on here, so I'll just even for this one, I'll go with the default one. Um, so I just went down by the arrows, by the down arrow, and now the done is green. So I'll hit enter. And then now we have the file system summary. Uh, and then on here, this is just a summary. So if you want to reset anything, you can reset. But for me, it's good. So I'll just go with I'll hit enter on done. And then it's asking us to confirm, since it will now mount the operating system to the disk. So it's ready for us to use. And now it's asking for us to set up to provide us our name. So I'll say Jason, and for the server name, whatever you wanna say, like Ubuntu Server or anything. And then picking a username, I'll go with the same Jason. I'll say 21. And then now I have to go with the password. So so keep it a password that you have to remember. And on here, whenever you're using the command line, you won't see your password when you enter. You will see here, but not when you're using the command line. So keep keep a password that you can remember and that you can easily type. So uh, okay, so I'm done. So with the up down arrows, I've went to down and I went to done, and I'll hit enter. And now it's asking whether it's like we want to go with the Ubuntu Pro. which is I think is a subscription, or with the extra services, with the extra functionalities. So we don't need to enable Ubuntu Pro right now. So we can do it later if we need it for extra functionalities. So I'll just hit continue, and then whether do we want to install the SSH server. So since depending on your use case, you can install it or not. So I'll install this one, and so I hit enter, and that just selected the that option. So you can see it put down X, and if I hit again, it deselect. If I put again, if I hit enter, it just select. So enter is the way to select or deselect any option. And then by the down arrows, I went to done, and now I'll hit enter. And then this is all whether if I want to install any extra services onto my server. I don't need anything from here now, so I'll just hit done, and you can install all these services later as well. So I'll hit done, and it's now installing onto the it's installing the server onto our machine, and so this again will take some time. So I'll pause the video. The installation is complete, and we have to reboot our system to finish installing. So I'll select reboot now, and then I'll hit enter. So it's rebooting now, and this will take some time. So don't worry about the field there. It just comes, and then after a couple minutes, it will just run your server from the operating system that just got installed. So. Okay, I just hit enter, so that and I think it made it work, and I think now we'll see the Ubuntu server live. So you see it's all starting up, it's all configuring, setting up all the network and everything. And we see all OKs here, so it's like we're all on the right, we are on the right track, and so we see all the settings there, and so looks like we are almost complete. Once it's all done, then we would be able to log in with our credentials. So I just hit enter, and that just gave me this prompt here for the login. So whenever you wanna get out of, you can just move your mouse. You can hover your mouse, and whenever you wanna get back into the VM, you can just do a left click, and that will just put it into the VM. So now I'll use my username that I typed. So just 21, and then I'll enter my password, and there we are. So we are now logged in into our server, and then we can use a command to manage our server or to see the settings. So for all the commands, or for the all most used commands, so there is a cheat sheet here, which I'll put a link in the description. And so this will be, so I've already downloaded it. I opened this one just for the demonstration here. And you can see here, so we can use this one, display all system information or for the files. So you can check this out. You can test all the commands there. And just to demonstrate here, I'll use this one, uname-a, and there we are. So in the server here, I'll enter the command uname-a, and you can see here the name of the kernel, and the time, and pretty much all the settings. So this way you can try all the commands, and through the command line, now your server is ready, the virtual machine. And if you want to, let's say, power off the machine, you can, there is a command which is I think sudo, so the command to power off the virtual machine, it is we can start and stop any service. But for powering off the VM or powering off the server, uh, it's sudo systemctl um, power off, and that will power off the machine. And whenever, since it needs administration permission, so it needs a password. So I'll enter my password with administrative permissions, and now you can see it's powered off, and so this is the way to go. So this is powered off, and if you want to power on later, you can just click on here, and I have pressed on that one, and so this is kind of it. So it again started up the VM, our server, Ubuntu server, and you will see the same terminal there. It's now starting up, and you can just simply log in with your username and password, and that will be kind of it. So that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know by comments. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.